time out to you out there, and you're welcome to Trending Woman right here on Galaxy Television, a program that focuses and celebrates women and the family at large. I am Alero Bediari. Today's edition of Trending Woman promises to be an interesting one, as we've got the Arabic segments, the Food Corner, the health tips, and the Trending Woman for the win. Well, the Arabic segment comes up next, and after that, you'll get to see the health tips. Stay tuned.
Down and down and down and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I still touch now. Inside. Down, down. Okay, that's it. 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's up, 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 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. Nice one, nice one, nice one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 more. Keep moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're welcome to the health segment of your favorite program. I'm Dr. Adesomi from ML Hospital. Today I will be talking to you about exclusive breastfeeding. What is exclusive breastfeeding? Exclusive breastfeeding means that a baby receives only breast milk in the first 6 months of life. The baby doesn't receive water, doesn't receive any other thing, no formula milk, no cereals, no pap, nothing. The baby takes only breast milk for the first 6 months of life. That is exclusive breastfeeding. Sometimes some mothers are able to give their baby only breast milk only for the first 3 months, and then they say, well, I have to go back to work. Such a baby has not really received exclusive breastfeeding in the true sense of it. The baby has been breastfed exclusively for that period of time, but we will not define that baby as a baby who has been exclusively breastfed properly. But however, we always advocate that children should have breastfeeding exclusively for as long as is possible. But the real definition is that it must be for 6 months. But women are encouraged to do as long as they can do, even if they cannot do for up to 6 months. Now that we know what exclusive breastfeeding is, it's also important to know what are the benefits of this exclusive breastfeeding. Because a lot of times when women deliver in the hospitals and their doctors and the nurses are making a lot of fuss about, Madam, don't give formula milk, don't give water, they're wondering, what is the fuss? What is all this fuss for? Oh yes, there's a lot of reason to fuss over it. You know, there are many advantages. Number one is that the baby receives a lot of immunity through that breast milk. Immunity means protection from disease, the ability to chase away diseases. And this ability, the mothers have it. So they transfer that ability through their breast milk, through substances in their breast milk to their baby. So the more of breast milk that a baby takes, the more protection the baby has from disease. So we say that the baby that receives exclusive breastfeeding has a lot of immunity, is protected. He doesn't fall sick so frequently. He doesn't become severely sick, even if at all he falls sick. So, and that's a very important advantage of it. Another advantage is that it improves the bonding between the mother and the baby. There is optimal brain development in such a child. Yes, we know that there are children that they may be unfortunate to have lost their mothers at childbirth, or their mothers may have been very sick and therefore may not have been in a position to breastfeed them, and so we have to use breast milk substitutes for them, otherwise known as formula milk. Yes, they still do well, we know, but we're saying that if you want the best, if you want optimal brain development for this child, breast milk is the answer. Another advantage of breastfeeding is that it helps the baby to grow very well. The baby gains weight very well, the baby is beautiful, the skin is fresh. You know, everybody wants to carry such a baby because the baby is beautiful. So that's another advantage of exclusive breastfeeding. And then also for some women, it actually helps them to space the pregnancy. You know, some women have found that for as long as they are breastfeeding exclusively, they don't get pregnant quickly. They don't get pregnant whilst they are doing that. And that helps them to space their pregnancy. There are certain factors that promote the flow of breast milk that enables a woman to have a lot of breast milk flowing. Number one is that she needs to take a lot of fluids. Each time I talk about this, many mothers will tell me they don't want to add weight. You don't need to drink tea. You don't need to drink pepper soup. You don't need to drink juice. Water is sufficient, because what the body just requires is liquid. So if you drink water, you are not going to add weight from drinking water. So just drink plenty of water. A woman who is serious about doing exclusive breastfeeding needs to drink at least 6 liters of water every day. So that's the number one key. A lot of water intake every day. Then number two, the woman needs to be convinced that she can do it. Because if psychologically she's unprepared, she feels she cannot do it, or she doesn't want to do it, or she thinks it's too difficult, that her psyche affects the chemicals in her body that makes the breast milk to flow. So psychologically she must be balanced. That is, she must believe, I can do it, I want to do it, and I will do it. That's another important factor. Another important factor is rest. She may not be able to sleep, she just had a baby, we know, but at least she should sit down most of the time. She should lie down as much as is possible. Okay, so she needs rest. Anytime she's breastfeeding, she needs to sit in a comfortable position so that even the act of breastfeeding doesn't wear her out. So she needs rest so that the breast milk can flow very well. So those are some of the ways in which a woman can achieve exclusive breastfeeding for her child. And it is important to state that even if your baby takes only, let us say, 100 ml of breast milk, all the 100 ml of that breast milk is completely used by your baby for the various things that the baby needs food for. But if the baby take 100 ml of formula milk, not all the 100 ml of the formula milk is used. At best, 60% of it will be used. That's why you will find that babies who are on formula milk, they tend to have hard stools, they tend to have a lot of stool, that is because there's a lot that they cannot use in what they are being fed with. So it is very important. The prime place of breast milk remains undisputed. And we just need to encourage mothers, give them the necessary support so that all our babies can have the benefit of the best nutrition that is possible. Once again, I'm Dr. Adesomi. Thank you and see you next week.
Welcome back. The program is still Trending Woman right here in Galaxy Television, where we get to celebrate women. And we're all right here on our Trending Woman for this week. And with me is a beautiful young lady, a mother of 3. Did I kind of miss that? A wife, a mother. And she is a TV show, a Nigerian British TV show called The Joe Maxwell Show that is targeted at black women, both home and abroad. It is a great pleasure for me to introduce to you Ibijoke Maxwell. Ready to roll the drums. Hi, Ibijoke.
Hi, how are
It's
you?
good to have you in our terrain.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. How are you doing?
Very well. You look beautiful as always. Thank you so
I'm
much.
kind of loving the big hair things. Like,
Yeah, black rocks.
Absolutely.
All right, now let's get with you. Who is Ibijoke Maxwell?
Oh my, that's the big question. But I'm going to try to summarize it a little bit.
All right.
So who is Ibijoke? I am me, definitely. A wife, mother to three amazing children. I am an IT analyst. I work in the financial industry and financial services. I am the founder of Pet Network, which is the platform created to bring together Black women to network together in the UK, and hopefully with the vision to bring this across the board. And I am the host and executive of the Maxwell Show as well. So just kind of tied in a little bit, not to make it too extensive, yeah.
All right, now, Ibijoke, what does it mean? Is it fine if I get to call you Joe?
Yes, fine.
Okay, all right, Joe. So, what does it mean when someone says that's actually a trending woman?
A trending woman to me, I think, is someone who is currently, who's doing something in their community and society at the moment, who is impacting lives, who's making changes. So that's what comes to mind when I hear trending.
All right, then, what do you think about the 21st century woman? I know to some people, we've got the 21st century kids. So to you, the 21st century woman is a woman that's
the trending woman.
Definitely. But I just want you to break it down,
Yeah,
to spell it out.
Yeah. So I think the 20th century woman is a strong woman. I think that's the first thing, is a strong woman. It feels, and it's good. It's good to see that women are starting to rise up in so many areas, in career, in businesses, even in the family, in the home front. You see that women are starting to stand up and speak up. And I would say, the 20th century woman is a strong woman, someone who's able to wear many hats and thrive. You can be a mother, a wife, you can be an entrepreneur, you can still have your 9 to 5 job, you can have multiple businesses, and in all of this, you're still giving back to your community, you're still inspiring the other women as well. So I think, the women of nowadays are very strong women compared to what we had
Way back
in many centuries ago. Well, I think.
Okay, like I said, maybe BC or AD, I can say whatever it is.
It's not even that far. We're talking about like up 2 decades away, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Things are really changing. Things are changing, and I don't think we are there yet. But it'll be interesting to see what the trending woman will be like in 10 years.
In 10 years time. All right, now, how have you been able to juggle with your work and also be a wife and a mother? Because being a wife and a mother is more or less like a full-time job in itself.
Yes, it is.
So getting to have it balanced without one suffering.
Yeah. To be honest, I think the first thing I would do, I try not to kind of take all the credit myself. I do give my husband the credit. Like, he's very good. He supports me. He supports my vision, my drive. Sometimes I think I'm a little bit of a handful because I'm very creative. I think of lots of things, but it's key to have someone who can support me. So he definitely does support me in my vision. And I do have a leading nanny who helps the kids as well, and that kind of helps. And my mom lives about 20 minutes away from me, so that kind of helps. I do have the right support within my sort of home, and that makes a whole lot of difference in everything. So it's easy for me to sort of balance life as a working mom, or as an entrepreneur, or even as a mom, because I kind of feel like raising children, you can't do it alone. You need a community, and a community doesn't necessarily mean like a whole bunch of community, you just need a bunch of people to have around you. Absolutely.
We'll take a break, and Trending Woman continues with Ibijoke Maxwell. Stay tuned. Now let's talk about domestic violence and rape cases. And let's have in mind that the male child also gets raped.
Absolutely.
So sexually abused. So now let's talk about domestic violence and we must own.
So are we talking about domestic violence or child sexual abuse?
both together?
Okay, it depends. I mean, these two topics are very, very sensitive topics. But I think, especially as a black woman, it's not something we like to talk about. It's not something we like to associate ourselves with. It's not something we like to recognize that we're going through.
Sorry to cut you short. Why do you think a lot of black women wouldn't want to come out to talk about being raped?
Yeah, it's just a fear of stigmatization. It's just a fear of what people say. I have heard cases of women. I think there was something on Instagram a couple of months ago, about 6 months ago, where somebody came out saying I was raped, I was sexually abused. I can't remember the whole story. And the comments behind were shocking. People were saying, "Oh, you were just looking for attention," and all of that stuff. So I think sometimes people don't feel comfortable talking about it. They don't feel comfortable. They feel like if I do talk about it, they will say I'm lying. And I think because our community, we've been sort of known, it's almost like the community believes the man over the woman. There's some sort of preference over it. They'll be like, well, maybe you exposed your skin, maybe you wore a short skirt. Why does it have to be what the woman's done that's triggered that? So I think that's one of the many reasons why I think women generally would not want to talk about it, and they don't want to be identified as the one that was raped.
Right, and what about sexual abuse?
No, I know. That is. I think the first thing I say is anyone who actually does that to a child, you cannot be. There's got to be something mentally. You're not a stable person. I think that's the first thing I say. But I don't even